Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Joined by Raymond Lyons, Cardo Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Rockets rally from 23 down to beat the Wizards, 115 to 97. Can't wait to see what you two have to say about this game, along with you all in the comments. But before we get started, a quick word from our folks over at Oohs and Ahs. As always, enjoy the beautiful spring weather with our veggie platter, $9.95 for your choice of 3 signature sides. View the full menu at oozandahs.com. All right, who wants to go first, man?
Christian Wood wants to go first.
He did. It's a big night from him.
Man.
Ray, go ahead.
It's tale of two halves, man. The first half of seemingly clicking on all cylinders. The Rockets, they started to kind of make a push at the end of the second quarter. Then they came out the locker room in the second half just in full go mode, and the Wizards might as well just stayed in the locker room. Rockets scored 35 in the fourth quarter. The Wizards scored 34 in the second half. That's just unacceptable, man. They just totally went away from what was working. Porzingis was doing work inside. They was moving the ball, getting quality looks. They were playing defense, and all that went to the wayside in the second half. And on top of that, the Rockets, they gained confidence as the game went on. Then Christian Wood just had an out-of-body experience. And that was pretty much all she wrote, man. You give up a 23-point lead to the worst team in the league, man. That's just unacceptable. It's hard to put into words what we just watched, because they started off. I mean, the effort was there, the intensity was there, the execution was there, and just seemed like at a point in the game they just turned it off. So yeah, man, the Wizards going Wizard. So that's pretty much all I got for this one.
Cardo?
I mean, they got outscored 64-34 in the second half. To me, they got punked in the second half. It sometimes it's plays during the game that they kind of are foretelling for what's about to happen. And that play was when Christian Wood drove and dunked on Porzingis with both hands, put him in the basket. And I think that showed the rest of the Rockets, like, he's not God out here. You can challenge him. You can go in there and do what you do. You shouldn't have any fear. And that was like at the end of the first half. Because in the second half, they came out guns blazing. And one adjustment I love that Silas made was they switched everything on Porzingis, because it's in the scouting report right now. He don't like to bang down low. He likes to stay in the high post, mid post, and go to work. He'll give you a couple bumps, but if you don't budge, he's shooting that thing. You know what I mean? Instead of like, nah, I'm going to get you under the basket, I'm going to get you deep in the paint, then I'm going to dictate where I shoot, and I'm going to punish you. He don't like to punish guys. So since you don't like to punish guys, why are we keeping the big on you? You know what? They do the little screen thing, dribble handoff, switch that jump. Keep a guard on him. So now he don't like to bang a smaller player, but he's not quick enough to beat that smaller player. So we're going to force him to do what we want him to do, and he's going to take a bad shot from 10 to 15 feet or whatever like that consistently. And that's what happened. And they played right into their hands, and then they couldn't get any offense going. And then Houston was just off to the races. And as you can see right here, they were challenging the Wizards. They were challenging their rim protection, lack thereof. You know what I mean? And and Christian Wood, the way he was hitting threes and stuff, that brought Porzingis out. And on top of that, they weren't scared to attack him. So it was just a double negative of sorts, man, for the Wizards. And this is the first time where you can kind of look at what Unseld and his inexperience showed. When they, in the fourth quarter, were going on a run, it was still kind of like 5 or something like that. He didn't get Rui and those guys back in quick enough. And by the time they did get back in there, it's double digits now. It was like 10 to 11. And to me, the game was over at that point because now these guys got to come in, stop the bleeding offensively and defense and offensive, like both ends and whatnot. But in the NBA, man, when cats get confidence, especially a young team like that, when they get confidence, man, it's a wrap because they already on one. With them, it's just experience. They have talent and they were playing hard. It's not like they were just going through the motions. They're just learning. They don't know how to win yet. You know what I mean? So, this is just one of those games where you can look at a variety of factors from the players to the coaching staff because it's just like once you start to call a timeout and get the guys in there, they got you the 23-point lead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had a lineup with Porzingis, no disrespect, Porzingis, Denny, Kispert, I think Caldwell Pope, and Ish Smith. You know what I mean? And no, Sadaransky, and I think Ish Smith. And I'm like, no, you don't have anybody physically imposing in there, and these guys are punishing y'all. Like they're going to the lane at will. They're going into the cup. They're throwing lobs, pick and roll. I'm like, you need to get Rui back in there. He had it going offensively. He's solid defensively. He don't bend on that end too easy. You need to get guys in there that got you the 23-point lead, and he ain't get them back in there quick enough. And then by the time they came in there, it was over. Everybody on the Rockets team was confident. They was letting shots fly, and they were just cooking them. So, this is just if it's a game that kind of tell you about this season, this is the game. You know what I'm saying? Like first half, all right, Wizards, okay, cool, keep it going. Then the second is see, yeah, can't 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Like that's what it is. This is the reason why. There's no way in hell you, not to the worst team in the league, dog. You should give up 64 points, and then you only scored 34 when you was up 23. It just, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. It's just, it's just bad, man. So it is what it is, though.
Yeah. So I don't have anything to add after you two. So go ahead. I think we all know the answer to this one.
Yeah,
I think it was pretty clear. 14-18 from the floor, 8-9 from the 3-point line. All right. X Factor.
Sure. I rode the young fella, Jalen Green. He woke up in the second half, got going. He was another guy that helped Christian Wood in that third quarter when they made the comeback and got that double-digit lead and just took it from there and just blew the Wizards out. 17 points, 6, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, he's coming. But I like the fact that he was efficient, 7 of 14, 3 of 7 from 3. And no turnovers. That tells you all you need to know about the pressure that the Wizards were applying. He didn't have any turnovers. A young fella. They had 12 total as a team. Worst team in the league. That tells you all you need to know, man. Like, you're supposed to be turning those guys over at will and destroying them, man. But, young fella, he stepped up in the second half and with Christian Wood and, got the job done.
Ray, did you have a different suggestion for X Factor? Or?
Nah, I went Jalen Green, but whenever this category is crowded, it was a bad game for somebody.
I went with Jalen Green too. Just the energy he brought in during that second half. During a couple sequences where you see why he got drafted that high. Like you said, Cardo, the lack of resistance. That's a young player, no turnovers. Christian Wood's going nuts. Had the ball a ton in 36 minutes. Yeah, 1 turnover. This is the guy going nuts. Where's the pressure? But alas, they get a little bit of time to think about this and get right. And the reigning champs, a little bit later this week.
And then one last thing. This is why I just really hate this analytics movement, man. The Wizards shot 6 for 29 from 3. Like, dog, as a basketball player, bro, you know when you got it, you don't. Why are y'all still jacking threes, man? Like, you better off just giving them the ball and going back on defense, dog. I'd rather you just conserve your energy and try to get the stop, bro. Like, you 6, man. You made 6 shots all night, 29. Why are you still jacking, dog? And then you ain't shooting well from the field as is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather you take some higher percentage shots, dog. But that's what I'm saying. It's just with Porzingis and the high post, they don't. Let's be real, dog. With the roster tonight, I know Kuz can go down there. The only person that can kind of score on the low block consistently is Rui. He's literally the only guy that I feel confident in throwing the ball in, and he can make something happen down there. Porzingis don't like the banking, so they just push his ass out to the high post out in the mid range, and he just taking tough bank shots, and they go in and out all night. Dog, like, dog, there's so many teams now in this current era that shoot themselves the L's because they following some number system, man, and it does not make sense. When you don't have those shots from three, find another way. Get to the basket, get to the free throw line, post up, mid-range shots, something else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you just gonna keep jacking and you missing. And then Christian Wood cleaning up everything. And then against a team like this, they want to run. Like, they don't want to be in a half court all day. Best believe they want to run and create and do what they do. Because they got a lot of dynamic pieces that are just young. But what they know how to do, definitely create off the bounce and show their athleticism and skill. They do, that's natural. They do that and see. That's what they're comfortable doing. So when you missing those 3-pointers, what you think it's doing? It's sparking their fast break. And that's why it's hard for the Wizards to get in. Christian Wood going off and then Jalen Green joined them in the third. Yeah, that hurt them. But the reason why the Wizards only scored 34 points was because they were taking bad shots. Those are the same bad shots we seen them take all season long that don't help matters when a team goes on a run and comes back and gets the better of them. The shot selection is just ass. Let's just call it what it is. Dog, like, damn, man, y'all pros. Y'all know y'all ain't got that jump. Like, I'm serious, dog. I'm just trying to look. Kispert the only dude 3 for 7, and Rui was 2 for 5. Everybody else pretty much was 0 for ish, 1 for 2. Caldwell Pope 0 for 5, but he was 6 for 12 from the field. You feel like, come on, man. Denny, that stretch he had where he missed like 3 straight threes. A couple of them Jones, he literally had a lane to the basket. Man, dog, if it's daylight, you 6'9", go in there and dunk that jump, dog. Like I said, man, you can't make this up, man. They be beating themselves, man. And, you know what I'm saying? But that's why they going to the crib. It is what it is.
And the worst part about that, like you were saying, you don't have it going from range. You are getting the whistle when you did get downhill. Like, it's one thing if, like, you were attacking, and this doesn't excuse it, but it's at least a different conversation if you're attacking and not getting the whistle at all, right? It's another thing when you're attacking and you're getting to the line. You have more free throws than Houston. And as Cardell mentioned, they have the upper hand in the amount of players they put on the court that are more dynamic with the ball in their hands in terms of breaking somebody down. And you were at the line more than them. Why? Because they're not a big team. So why? Like, you didn't have to.
My point exactly. Like Christian Wood, once he start going on, go at him. Get him a foul show. Get him off the floor. Basketball, common sense, like IQ, dog. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But no, everybody wants to stick to these numbers and the analytics and please people upstairs. Like, man, look, you gonna get fired. Like, you ain't gonna. Not saying West. Like, you ain't gonna be here long if y'all keep losing games. So you might as well play the smart way and try to win. That's what they saying, dog. Like, it just doesn't make sense, man. You know when you don't have it as a player. You know when you off, man. And I'm not saying stop being aggressive, but what I am saying is stop selling for threes, man. Like, y'all not a good 3-point shooting team as is. In this game, 20%. Come on. You just fed into their run. When they start going on the run, all right, slow this shit down. Porzingis, get mad, get mean, dog, like you did against the Lakers, dog. Go down there on the block and go to work, dog. Stop playing games. Let's go. Get Rui back in here. Let's go. Like we gotta stop the bleeding so we can get this W, get up out here. These young boys, but it never happened. So it is, 47. They got the rebounding. They out rebounding 47 to 44. The Rockets had 30 assists. Again, no resistance, dog. None. But the Rockets shot 51% from 3. Eric Gordon 5 for 7, but he's a good 3-point shooter. Jalen Green, the 3 for 7, like I said. Christian Wood, 8 for 9. Lord Jesus. Yeah, man. It's on you, Wilson. It is what it is.
Man, we're gonna move this to the comments. We're not about to stay on that tangent, All right, the first 17 from Anthony Tony. We're gonna put him up. He was getting commenting through it. Say, The loss for I guess cement tanking still pathetic.
No
Did I see
losses ever.
Porzingis give up the ball when he had Garrison Matthews in the paint?
No loss is ever good, champ.
Got Bill needs to give this time to sign Cassell along with some vetting coaching staff that knows how to get into the players because this ain't it.
Still ain't coming here, dog.
Not happy with upstairs. Yeah, there's a trend to that. People that kind of they're going through things against the rest of the league. And Washington is the magic elixir for most of those teams, you know. Just kind of get you right back on track.
They get right game, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
they call no set plays for Rui. Just have him sit outside the arc. He's too versatile to be be outside.
Oh, what Rui finished with? 16. My man had 10 in the first quarter. He finished with 16.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. He was hot. Get my dog.
Clippers overcame 35 points. Now the worst team in the league overcame 23. Yeah. Area 11T, appreciate you as well as Anthony Tony. Listening to Winston Slut Jr. at this press conference. Sound like he don't want to coach here no more because the players don't listen.
I don't imagine. Welcome to back to DC, dog.
Anthony Tony said he lost the locker room after a 10-3 start. Dude is a pushover. He's going back to Denver.
I ain't gonna go that far. Just because he may not show us emotion, he may not want to have headlines. But at the end of the day, we gotta stop always looking at coaches and just point the finger at them all the time. These are NBA players. They have veterans. This is on them. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do so you can get the W. It's as simple as that, man. It's just, man. You know what I mean, he deserves some blame. I'm not about to say he don't deserve any blame, but this is more on the players this season, man. Because there was a lot of petty stuff going on before the trade that had nothing to do with him, and they were just tuning him out and stuff like that. And really, his whole thing was just trying to get them to play defense and play hard with effort consistently. But in this current era, that's a chore. Trust me.
Nobody's trying to hear all that. Also, listening to Brad on the post game is pissing me off. He capping, talking about guys being able to speak up and not receive backlash. I have no comment on that.
As far as speak up to who? To each other, the players, or
I guess. I don't know. I saw him on there. It was time to get on here. He was like a part of the broadcast tonight, so I don't know because I was on here. Good take, Carter, on talk about the adjustments tonight. Wiz had 19 assists at halftime and 24 to end the game. Makes no sense. Guys are scoring 40 on efficient shooting numbers. When you face little resistance, hey, everybody.
But that 3-point thing when they 24. I mean, the assist, the 24 assists. That's what happens when there's one pass and a shot from 3.
Jack and threes and compete with Wood, but that was a fail. They should be able to get near the ball if they started scoring that many points. Eric Reeves going nuclear. Where is he at? All right. Just face it, his squad lacks creators and dogs, no athleticism. They really lack discipline and the mentality. That's the
all of the above.
Westbrook is going to kill Denny since he wasn't aggressive tonight. Kept following after Denny's post-game comments a couple nights ago. Why do folks keep saying tank? The Wizards are just not good.
And it guarantees nothing. But you're establishing a losing mindset and coaching moving forward that you got to dig yourself out of. I ain't with that tanking stuff. I don't care what nobody say. You play to win.
That is not guaranteed even when you try to do it.
That's my point.
And what? Then it's 2 years we wasted. Like,
you can have the most ping pong balls, still get the 15th pick. And you lost all those games. And for what?
The young guys just don't get into the game in the second half because they aren't assertive and get to the rim. From Area 11T. Anthony Tony, if the players won't hold each other accountable, the staff need to light a fire. Look, man, look, this is in college. It's not high school. These are grown men making, some of them making 2 and 3 times what the coach is making. At some point, you just got to hold them folks accountable. You can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do, especially at this level. Like, you got a chance with rooks. After that,
it's within them what they want to do, and you see it across the league. It ain't just the Wizards, man. Guys play when they want to play. Like in comparison, look at the Phoenix Suns. They got so many leaders on that team. It don't. Chris Paul been on how long? Ain't nobody even talking about it because they still smacking people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dog, like Devin Booker, like, dog, these dudes shouldn't even play with us. Like, what are we doing here? Like, get these dudes up off the court. They on a mission, and it's a mindset that's holding each other accountable. That's being, dare I say, professional. It's a lot of cats in the league that are not a professional, especially on this team. It's just too much whining. It's too much. Excuse my friend. It's just too much bullshit. Like, let's just call it what it is. It's just too much bullshit that has nothing to do with coming to work every day and getting the job done on the court. It's just too much bullshit, man. Like, same old stuff we seen all season. Guys' body language, guys being soft, not even trying to change their body, trying to change their mindset or their style of play and anything. They're just bringing the same type of shit every game, expecting a different result. That's fucking insanity. So this is what we're gonna keep seeing. Like I said, man, these dudes already got vacation planned. They just showing up so they won't get fined. In a sense, it is what it is, because you just can't allow this type of game to happen, man. It's just too many of these type of games. And then somebody brought up earlier the Clippers game. Like, I thought that was as bad as it was gonna get. I don't know. This tonight was pretty bad, but it's crazy, man. What can you say, dog?
I say, don't you dare challenge them like that. There's still games left. Make that shot. Folks talking about themselves again about the whole picking tanking thing. Try to tell folks we are picking high regardless. Tank for what? Winning with this team proves nothing. They won't win playing or make it. They're not consistent to win multiple games. Win for what? The only positive for them is the hope they land a good lotto ball. I don't want them to tank, but being a realist, that's all they got. I mean, even in the best case scenario, to be completely honest, that's currently in this current at their current state as an organization or whatever, like, what are you drafting that's all of a sudden going to change everything?
And who's in the draft that can change something? Like, have y'all checked out the prospects and stuff? Like there isn't a Tim Duncan type, like, no-brainer Shaq guy in the draft. So what are you tanking for? You tanking for a hopeful.
You ain't gonna do nothing but get a talented rookie and ruin him, bringing him into this mess.
And he may not even be ready to play. No, they can't. There ain't enough money in the world, dog.
Anthony Tony, as always, choosing chaos. What's worse, losing to the Rockets at home on a buzzer beater, or losing to them on the road, how they did tonight?
They both L's, dog. So,
either way, it's still 2 L's you shouldn't be taking.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't lose to the Rockets, dog. Like, it's just
whether it's this, giving up a double-digit lead, or the game being close enough that it's a buzzer beater even happens. Like, either way, there's no right answer. It's a lose-lose situation. You shouldn't be in close games with the Rockets. That's not where you want to be, no matter what you have going on. And again, nothing against them, but they got a team full of those youngsters that y'all are talking about, talent-wise, like, just there, trying to learn and everything else. Like, that's the alternative. You don't really want that.
34 points in the second half. Dog, y'all not playing the 04 Pistons, man. You know what I'm saying? 96 Bulls out here, dog. Y'all playing the Houston Rockets, dog. Like, how they strap 34? Come on, man.
Area 11 teachers agree what we're saying. Low-key, this draft got talent, but nobody that can turn the team around, especially early in their career. Like, yeah, that's the point we're talking about. Like, what this place needs is a culture setter. Those don't grow on trees. Those are the things where when they show up, you know what it is. Nobody has to talk about it. You feel it. You see it. Like, it's just there. But Yeah, nah, those things don't grow on trees. That's why the teams that are fortunate enough to get those guys, man, you hold on to them dear. You hold on tight.
And to be honest, man, the culture with the youngsters on the grassroots level, a lot of them are spoiled and entitled before they even get close to the league, dog. So to get you notice the dogs in the league that changed cultures, like the Giannis and Ja Morants and stuff, they were underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the can't miss kids and stuff growing up ranked and all that, being spoiled. They were the dogs trying to get in that conversation, get in that room. You find, and then when they finally got in the room, it was too late. They in college, they damn near grown man, so they forever like hungry. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Wizards need. They need somebody like those type of cats. Steph Curry, you could put him in that mix, man. Overlooked, father in the league, and look what look what he did to go to state, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just you need some. That's what they need here. They need somebody like that, man. Because I don't know if they have that in the draft. And when the way that a lot of these top prospects are spoiled and stuff coming in, all they're gonna do is just mix in and just adopt the same bad habits. It's gonna take somebody that you don't see coming, that gets in it, that maybe they select or get in the draft, maybe a trade or something, and they just blossom. But they dogs, they killers, and they just don't settle for losing, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hate to keep bringing them up. John Wall, for all his people wanted to criticize him about, I know that man gave a damn about winning because he gave his all. These guys don't even get a all, and they not even half the player he is. That's a problem. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what the Wizards need. They just need somebody. The quote Michael Jordan. He said when he got to the Bulls, he said that when he got there, the organization were losing at a pace and they could sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, that ain't my personality. I couldn't sleep at night. So I was like, we're gonna change all this. Like, nah, I'm not about to just accept losing. You need somebody. Obviously, you ain't gonna be another Jordan, but I'm like, you need somebody with that mentality, obviously with the ability to change this thing up. And then that will attract other people to come in because they're gonna want to be a part of a culture that's about winning and stuff. That's what look how quickly Memphis turned around. As soon as they got John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
That started with him. Like that dude had that from day one. Like he if you ask him, he probably felt he was the best point guard in the league before he even got drafted. And then you draft other dogs and stuff that come from good programs that fit roles that defend and stuff. You got a hell of a young team that's a monster that's gonna be a tough out. And they only gonna get better if they stick with it and stay together. So that's just what it is, man. They got to find one of those cats and forget all these, no disrespect, forget all these specialists and these skilled people who fit in with analytics and all that. Man, get some dogs, man. Get some dudes that want to fight because we losing. Like literally fight their teammates. Like you need people like that. I don't see nothing like that on the roster.
Nah, y'all are completely right. These are the last few comments we're gonna get through real quick. I think Rui has untapped potential, but he's not being used right, and Kuz hinders him. We got the Ivy. A lot of folks here like Ivy might be the closest, but he ain't enough in terms of being a coach. The type of franchise player we're talking about right away. Coach said it right away. Garrison Matthews was an underdog. Now look at him flourishing on a new team.
That's one of them dudes you keep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, they replaced him with Sato. They just basically
Eric Reeves agreeing about Wall. Facts about Wall. Franchise player, all caps. He was that dog. That's why we made the playoffs like we did. Area 11T Kuz hinders both the four's abilities a little bit, but in different ways.
You need Kuz because of the scoring. His problem is his defense is atrocious. Like you can do whatever you want back to him. That's the whole problem. But Rui is probably their most complete forward. He just got to be assertive more.
Mm-hmm.
On the first quarter, dog, we need that for the full 30, 35 minutes, dog. Like, don't defer. Like, what you deferring for?
Especially with Kuz out.
Hey, thank you. I get Bill in a sense, but the rest of these dudes, like, nah, dog, get in where you fit in, dog.
Oh, y'all both are right. These last comments I'm not responding to. I'm just gonna put them up on the screen real quick.
Nah, bro, he's basically an assistant coach in Miami. He Miami for life. And that's not no disrespect. That's what he is. And that's what he's there for. Be that veteran leader. They gonna act the same way down the road. They ain't gonna be no better, and they not as talented. Have you been to these summer leagues? Come on, dog.
Kyle Johnson with
whoa, buddy.
Wilson special, the big red button. Want to thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. As always, we'll see y'all a couple more times this week. Time is a Wizards game. Means we'll be talking to you all again. We appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting. And we'll see y'all soon.
Ooh, the Bucks.